Hi, I'm Mike Beliveau, and today I'm back down here in the studio. And I'd like to give you a channel update. I haven't done that since March, I guess, middle of March. And it's about time to do so because some of the things I was telling you about in March have finally come to fruition. So what I'd like to do in this update is first rant a little bit about YouTube. So I'll do that first. Then I want to tell you some of the upcoming things that we're working on, some videos that we're going to have in the future that I hope you will like. And then I want to tell you about the newly launched Mikebellevue.com or Duelist Den website. And I'm kind of excited about that. And that's going to be tied to a merchandise contest, which will be the first one I've done in 2 years, I think. So, hopefully that'll get you a little bit jazzed. So let's start talking about YouTube. As a gun channel, I think that YouTube is purposefully not pushing my videos. I think this is happening just about all the gun channels. And by not pushing, I think they're doing several things. I've heard from a number of you that you don't get notifications that a new video of mine is out, even though you're a subscriber and you've hit the notifications button, but YouTube's not informing you that they're out. Also, YouTube's algorithm picks winners and losers. And on the side of the video, if you're watching it on a computer, right, you get these recommendations for other videos you might want to watch. Well, there's an algorithm that does that. And that seems to be biased against gun channels. So they're not putting our videos in front of people the way they do other videos. Like if you got a 12-year-old girl talking about boyfriends, or if you've got some video gamer talking about how he beat, Armageddon 15, that's going to appear on the side for you to watch, but my videos often are not. And how do I know this? Well, I can tell by YouTube analytics. Because I get concerned sometimes where I'll do a video that I expect to be fairly popular, and then it does not meet my averages at all. And one of the things that YouTube tells us, one of the metrics they use, is impressions click-through rate. All right, and this is going to be a little inside baseball. But basically, an impression is when YouTube shows you a thumbnail of the video, gives you an opportunity to go look at it. So an impressions click-through rate is the percentage of times that YouTube shows people one of my videos and people actually click on it and watch it. Right? So my average for that is about 3.8%, which is not great. Though in the world of YouTube, it could be a lot worse. I know guys with pretty big channels that have just about the same rate that I do. So I'm not feeling too bad about that. But then I'll get videos that don't do well, that do well under the average range of one of my videos usually does. And we can track that through the YouTube Studio app. And I'll go look at it, and like one of them recently, my click-through rate was 9%. So it's 2.5 times more than usual, and yet I had fewer views. And what that says is that if they show the video to people, they will watch it 2.5 times more often than my usual videos. And yet I'm running like 1,000 views below normal on that video. So the only way that can happen is if they don't show the thumbnail to people to click on, right? It doesn't come up in recommendations or it doesn't go in your feed of notifications. Because if it did, odds are more people would be clicking on it because it has like almost 3 times the likelihood of being chosen by somebody as my average video. So, I can go through and see those things and know basically that YouTube has made some decision inside that says we're not going to put this type of video up in front of people. Lately I've been hearing, of course, gun guys, I hear all the time. I'll have my my sponsors, not sponsors, my subscribers will come back and say, I'm not getting notifications about your videos. I'm not seeing you. I thought you had quit making videos. I can't tell you how often I've heard that. I thought you quit making videos. I haven't seen one for months and months. And that's because they're not getting notified, right? And I talked to other gun guys on YouTube, and they're seeing the same thing. So it's very frustrating. And lately it's been spilling over to the sword community, because it seems like YouTube doesn't like any kind of weapon stuff. So that's just a problem. I don't know what to do about it. I know people are going to say, well, go to Rumble, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm not on Rumble yet, but I've got a Rumble account. But I know people who have million subscriber channels on YouTube and whose videos get 200,000 or 300,000 views on YouTube, and their videos get 500 views on Rumble. So the eyeballs just aren't there. I mean, it's worth going to it just to have a backup, a fail-safe. But it really can't replace what YouTube does give us, which is eyeballs. Even though YouTube tries to hide us from as many eyeballs as possible, we still have a lot of them to work with. So what I would say is, if you're a subscriber and you've got your notifications turned on and you're not seeing my stuff, complain to YouTube about it, because they are probably playing some games with that. Okay, so enough of that. That's my rant. So now let's talk about what's going on. If you saw last week's video, you saw me do the first video on the Whitworth rifle. And there are probably going to be 2 more on the Whitworth. There'll be at least 1. And I'm working on that one. I couldn't get everything done that I wanted to do, or actually you would have been seeing it this week. But I got to try to get out and get 1 more range day, get a little more footage, and then I'll be giving you the sighting in video on the Whitworth, which did not go as smoothly as I thought it would, to be honest with you. But it's a beautiful rifle, and it has a colorful history. It was the favored sniper rifle for Confederate sharpshooters during the Civil War. And it's just an interesting weapon system, because it's just not that simple, right? I mean, take one of my long rifles and you dump powder in, put a patch ball in, prime it, and shoot it. With a Whitworth, it's a whole other world of things you have to do. So it's a learning experience for me, and I'm finding it interesting, and I hope that you find it interesting. But you'll get to see it perform at the range in the next video. And then I'm going to try to do a longer range video, 100, 200 yards. I wish I had up to 400 yards to really ring this thing out, but I just don't have a range that big. So there'll be 1 or 2 more Whitworth videos coming. Also coming is a series I'm going to do comparing the performance accuracy of round balls versus conical bullets. And that's going to start off in the 1860 Army. And the first video is going to be actual Colt 1860 Armies, and how they handle round balls versus how do they handle bullets. So that's going to be an original 1862 manufactured Colt 1860 Army, and there'll also be a second generation Colt 1860 Army, and we'll see how both of those guys do. Then the next one will be Uberti versus Pieta, and it's not so much a versus thing. It's going to be, what is Uberti like? What is Pieta like? That's probably going to be 1 video, but it might be 2. Depends on how long things go. It might be an Uberti video and a Pieta video. But I'm going to see if those guns prefer conicals or round balls. And if one manufacturer prefers one and the other prefers the other, it'd be kind of interesting. But we're going to see. So if that works out, if you like those, I may do the same thing with Colt Navies. Starting with an original and then going to Pietas and Ubertis as well. So that's coming up. Also on tap, I know a lot of you like the historical firearms history videos that I do. And I got 2 of those in the works. Number 1 is Revolvers of the Confederacy. And I've been researching that, and I pretty much have all of my research done. Now I've started writing it. It's quite involved, and I'm trying not to make it too long, so I'm trying to give you just the facts, ma'am, nothing but the facts. So that'll be one, right? Revolvers of the Confederacy. And the second one is going to be the evolution of the Colt Single Action Army. Because who doesn't love a single action army? So those will be the two historically oriented kind of long form videos that are coming up. Now the Whitworth, when I do the actual full blown test on that, that'll have a good dose of history as well. But those are the two purely historical ones coming up that I'm working on. And I don't know, I'm kind of jazzed. So I hope that you like them when they come out. Well, the other subject for today is my website. And, some of you recall, if you saw my update in March, that I lost my MikeBellevue.com website because I was dealing with a bunch of Ukrainian pirates who fleeced me. I mean, they really did. They gutted me like a fish. As far as costs go. And then they did develop a website, and they paid a year's server's rent, and then they came back and asked for 2 years server's rent, which I gave them $1,500, of which they paid one $50 payment to the hosting company, also a Ukrainian company, and then absconded with the rest of the money. And because I didn't have the credentials for the hosting server, I couldn't get that website off of it. I couldn't move it. And they just took it down for non-payment. In fact, I couldn't even pay for it. And we tried. I offered to pay them another year's rent if I could access it and get things off. And boy, just the privacy laws in the Ukraine were what they were touting. They told me I'd have to come to the Ukraine and get a court order to force them to let me in, which obviously not going to happen. Even if there wasn't a war going on in the Ukraine, I wouldn't be traveling there to do that. But, that was kind of a dark cloud, losing the website. But, like they say, every cloud's got a silver lining. And this one had one. I got a really good developer right here locally near me, someone who I happen to know very well, who's a top-notch web and social media developer, who had some time to work on my stuff. And she designed a new website for me that is phenomenal, much better than the old one, and for much lower cost. So we're back in business, and this is the official relaunch of MikeBellevue.com. So I'm going to take you on a tour of the new website. But the site's URL is MikeBellevue.com. And you can get to it several ways. You can just type MikeBellevue.com, into your URL space on your browser, and bang, you're there. You can also put in duelistden.com. It'll get there either way. Or you can Google search Mike Bellevue, Mike Bellevue, or MikeBellevue.com, and it'll come up with a website. Or you can Google search Duelist Den, and it'll come up with a website. They'll be the first things that come up on those. So anyway, let's take you on a tour around the new website, and you can see some of the features, because I really hope you'll get out there and enjoy it. There's a specific reason I'm doing this, which I'll tell you about in a minute. And I'm pretty proud of this. And I think there's a lot of good content that will entertain you. All right, if you type in MikeBellevue.com or DuelistDen.com, you're going to end up here. This is the landing page. And it's the site navigation menu. So it gives you a little, down here, a little message from me, right? Thanking you for coming, and just giving you a little bit of information on the site. But all the important stuff is up here. So we've got the navigation bar up at the top. But one of the good things about this site, which the other one was not, is it's fully searchable. So let's say we typed rifle in here in the search bar. and then hit enter. And it's going to bring up the various entries on the site for rifles. So you can pick whatever you like. So you can put in most any keyword and search the site. I don't know how that one got up there for rifles. Must have something in the keyword that tripped it over, or there's something in the article on rifles. But anyway, you can search the site and find the stuff you're interested in. So that's always a good thing. So if you go to the navigation menu now, which is right up here, I'm going to take you through these one at a time. So the About section, which really looks a lot like the landing page, this is the mission statement of the site. So if you go down, you'll see welcome to the site. And you'll see a little essay by me that really talks about why I did this site. And one of the main reasons I did it is because, you can see all of my YouTube videos. You go to YouTube, they're all out there. But I was a writer, and still am, for over 30 years. And it's hard to find my writing. I mean, some of it's located on the web, but a lot of it's not. And I like to think I have a lot of good stuff that people could enjoy over the years. So one of the reasons I did this site is to actually put up my magazine articles over the years, and I hope eventually to have them all loaded up here so that I have a repository, not just for my videos, but also for my writing, because I think there are a lot of very helpful things, especially to starting black powder shooters in here. So that's why I did this, to have a repository for all of my media for people to be able to access. So the next section that we've got is the blog section. And once again, we got a search bar. And we got a number of blogs out here. Now remember this one, Kent Makes a Career Choice. That'll be important later. But we've got paper cartridge stuff. We've got a little old gunwriter stuff, Shave Like a Man. So this is stuff that is not necessarily about guns, but it's about writing things that interest me. So if I get a wild thought, it's going to go here. And, that's and hopefully you'll enjoy them. So the next section is the photo gallery. And this is something that is really highly improved over the older website. The older website had a bunch of pictures, but I couldn't capture them. I couldn't do anything with them. So in these, if it's an individual picture, Colt Model 1849, we've got a caption here, Colt's Model 1849 Pocket Model, the most popular American cap and ball revolver. If I click on the picture, it opens up a full-size version of it, right? Which is great. So we've got lots of individual pictures in here. You can see bunches of them, and you can click on any one of those and get up the big version. But the other thing I've got here that we didn't have before is the ability to put in sub-galleries. So let's go back to 1849s. I've got a gallery for the 1849s. And if you click on that, it opens up all the pictures in that gallery. All right, so once again, you can click on them and get a full size up, and you can go through the entire gallery. And get all the high quality pictures all in one place. And all of these allow you to comment. And that's true for the blog post as well. You have comments you can make on any of them. So I'll see those, I respond to them, everybody can see them. They're moderated, so when you make it won't appear immediately. It goes to me to be approved. But as long as you're not wildly profane or doing ridiculous stuff, you'll be fine. Now from here I can always go back to the landing page. Right? From any page we can go there. I'm going to take it to the blog again. So I'm going to open up Remembering Skeeter Skelton. You can see at the bottom of that, once again, you can put in comments, and you can see that we've got comments over here. This is the official launch of the page, but I've had it open kind of while we're beta testing it for a while. So we've got comments on some of the things, but as I said, we've got plenty of good pictures in here, and I'm going to be putting more in. So you will see more and more of these. And like I said, any one of these that you like, you can comment on. And then from anywhere, you can either get back to the home page or you can go to the next area. So the next area right now is the merchandise area. And the merchandise area takes you right to my Teespring store if you want to go. So we'll just hit it and go to the store. So here you go. The Teespring store. Now, I know it's kind of crass for me to hit you with this, but I'm just going to tell you, I do not accept sponsorship, and I don't sell advertising here on my website. So the only way that I can pay for the website is by selling t-shirts and mugs and stickers. The stickers are very popular. And that's how I actually cover the expenses of the website. So rather than making you look at ads, which I know you don't like doing, this is something, if you want to spend a few bucks on a t-shirt, go for it. This is Country Club tee. This one's going to be coming up in a little while. This Country Club tee is going to be, pick a pretty color here. This is going to be our merchandise giveaway that I'll tell you about in a few minutes. So, very classy t-shirt with the Duelist Den logo on it. So that's merch. Go back up here to the magazine archive. This is another area that I think is new and improved from the last one. Once again, you can search anything in here. So we'll just search double rifle. I haven't even tried this to see if it works. Oops. But I'll tell you what, it'd be handy if I spelled double correctly. All right. So there we go. Where do double rifles come in? Well, they get mentioned in all of these galleries here. And you can go and select one, get the Working Man's Double Rifle magazine article. All right. We'll go back to the top of the magazine archive. So these are a variety of magazine articles that were published in different magazines, written by me. And right now, there's 25 or 30 of them out there. I guess they cover a variety of topics, everything from muzzleloaders to modern guns. So hopefully there's already something to your taste in there, and if there isn't, well, we'll try to make that better. And the way this is set up, I've got the layout from the original magazine article up here with pictures and everything, just like it originally appeared in the magazine. And then below it is the text. So you can either read it in here or you can read it clearly in here. And this, as you might recall, my last website, it was like dark blue on black, and I couldn't get them to make it good. So this is nice and clear, black and white text, very easy to read. It's got all the good stuff. And just like on everything else, you can drop a comment on any of these articles. I'm going to be adding more articles all the time. I've written, I don't know, 1,000 articles. And eventually, I'm going to try to get them all in here. So as I said before, so I have a complete repository of all my writing in one place. It's a little time consuming to load up, but I think it's worth it. And like I said, there's a ton of content out here that whatever your interest is, you're going to find something that you like. So you name it, and it's in here. Right, from modern handguns through reloading to smoothbores, history, it's all here. And more coming all the time. So check back often and see what's new. And the next section is the video gallery. So you can immediately drop out to watch it on YouTube. It takes you right to my channel. But if you want to stay in here, what's different with this is I've arranged everything in playlists. So let's say you're interested in Captain Ball revolvers. You just come over here and whack this. And everything I have up on YouTube that I've put in the Captain Ball revolver playlist is all here. So you can page through and find whatever might interest you. Like, say you want to find the 1860 revolver. There you go. So it can take you right there, right? All right, similarly over here, flintlocks. We can give you anything you might want to see. Right, so flintlocks are your thing, just pick a video. And so on and so forth. We've got early 20th century guns, 19th century cartridge guns, holsters, swords. So I know swords are not everybody's thing, but I've got a few things out here for swords. Some people like them very much, so we've got them. So anyway, let me close that out. Got reloading, events. Some events I've been to and covered a lot, like Fort Robideau. If you're a Fort Robideau fan, you can go right out and pull up what you want. Right. Fort Frederick. There are 13 of these videos. So if you're a fan of the Fort Frederick Market Fair, very easy to find what you want. So anyway, there's a lot of content here, and I've tried to arrange it in a way that's more meaningful so you can find it by subject, instead of just going through chronologically like you would go through, say, on the actual YouTube page. So go ahead and check it out. And that brings us to the last section here, which is the contact section. And this is if you want to send me a note or an email. You don't want to make a comment on a specific blog entry, but maybe you got a question. Hey, Mike, where do you get Remington number 10 caps? And the answer, of course, is nowhere. But a lot of people want to send me that. So it's easy to fill out, right? Hit submit, and it will come right to my email. And I will respond to you. I'll try to anyway. I respond to most all of the contact things that I get. So on the last website, for some reason, that did not work well at all. I don't know why that should be, but it works quite well here. So you have no trouble with this. I get these all the time because, as I say, I've had the website out there kind of in a soft test for the last couple of months. And I get several of these contacts every single day. So we know it works, and if you need to get a hold of me, this is really the easiest way. And that's everything that we have on the website. So let's get to the merch giveaway. Okay, so that's what the website looks like now. For the merch contest, what I'm giving away is what I call the Country Club tee, and it's one of my high quality cotton t-shirts, and this is one of the good heavyweight ones, which comes in a variety of sizes. I think it's up to 6XL, and a great shirt. It's comparable to this one as far as quality goes. And it only has the logo on the chest. It doesn't have the, me on the back shooting or we deal in lead. It only has the logo on the chest. Very classy. I mean, this is suitable for cocktails, après shooting at your country club, right? Or for wearing while you're cutting firewood. I mean, either one. But definitely the classiest t-shirt that I offer. So I'm going to give 3 of these away to 3 lucky winners. And here's what you need to do. You need to open up the blog area of mikebellevue.com. And you've got to go to the blog entry that says Kent makes a career choice. And I'm going to tell you this blog's a little bit different. It's not about guns. And I hope you enjoy it. So read through it. And you have to answer one question, which is, Kent reminds Aunt Sally of someone. Who does he remind her of? Okay, so you got to answer the question, who does Kent remind Aunt Sally of? And just go down to the comments area and put your answer in. Now, you've got to have a good email, because I'm going to pick, in a month, I'm going to pick 3 winners at random out of the correct entries. And I'm going to do that by putting everybody basically in a spreadsheet with a number, and then I'm going to use a random number generator to pull 3 of those people out. And if you're a lucky winner, you get a country club t-shirt. So go read that, answer the question, who does Kent remind Aunt Sally of? And win a t-shirt. Could not be better than that, right? So, get busy. Okay, so that's what's going on around here. And I hope you enjoy the new videos I've got planned when they come out. I'm really kind of jazzed about them, so I hope it's something that you all enjoy as well. And I hope that you'll visit the new website. Take a look at the content that's out there. I'll be adding more all the time. And maybe win yourself a t-shirt. So go give it a try. And I'll see you again next week. Bye.